Hi everyone, welcome to Blue Data Think Media with your girl Adiola. I want to share with you this riddle and I want to have your answer right away. There are 5 frogs sitting on a log. 4 decided to jump off into the river. How many frogs are left? Do you have answer to that riddle? Or you are doubting what the answer is? Okay, don't wait no longer. The answer is coming right away. And I'm going to be sharing with you the answer in today's video. If you are ready, let's get into the teaching. Welcome back. So guys, the answer to that riddles will be shared before the end of this video, so I encourage you to wait to the end. And so if you are new on this channel, I welcome you again to Blue Data Think Media with Adiola. Every Friday, I upload new video on this channel, and I encourage you, for you to see more of contents like this, you need to subscribe to my channel. And also remember to click on the notification bell so that every time I upload new video, you can always get notified and you can always see more of such. And so today's topic, as I mentioned earlier, is how to increase your productivity in life. And this is part 3. And if you've not watched any of the series, I encourage you to go back to my playlist and watch part 1, part 2. And today's part 3, I'm narrowing it down into 5 growth gaps. Those things that have trapped us in our journey towards productivity. Are you confident? Are you confident in life? Are you productive? Or in what area of your life, either in your finances, either in your life maritally, either in your journey towards success in your career, have you been stuck? Or you feel you are not getting the results you need in life in those certain regards of life? That is why this video is for you. And so, if you are ready, the first tip that I want to share on those traps that have stopped us in our growth gaps in life, those growth gaps that we have had, that have stopped or trapped us in our journey towards being productive. The first one is assumption gap. The first gap is assumption gap. How do I mean? Are you familiar with this phrase? I assume I will grow automatically. I assume that I will grow automatically. Folks, when we're growing up as children, you can remember that we just see that from month 1 to month 2 to age 1, age 2, 3, thereof, we started growing. And up to where we are now, before that certain level comes in that we get to climax, we believe that our growth in life should be. But I need to shock you with this myth that everything that has to do with your growth pattern in spiritual stuff, in spiritual stuff, in mental stuff, in emotional stuff, every aspect of this growth is intentional. This type of growth, mental growth, spiritual growth, emotional growth, don't just happen. And you and I have been deceived to believe that this is something that is automatic. And so what it follows is that every one of us must make an intention to take ownership of our growth process. Even after our formal education, we must know that growth don't just happen with respect to. That is why you see that if you want to pass an exam or you want to do anything successful in life, you have to make sure that you grow yourself in that area so that you can receive the reward for such. So the second point I'm going to be sharing with us on 5 growth gaps that have trapped us in our productivity journey is the knowledge gap, or at the same time I call it the clarity gap. Have you always wondered that the world responds to clarity? And that it is of utmost importance that you and I have a head and heart clarity as to what vision or to our purpose or to what we want or to where we want to go in life. Without clarity in this area of our life, we can never ever be able to measure our growth or even be able to take our journey to success in life further. You and I need to create an ambient, a solitude, a quiet environment whereby we can be able to hear the inner voice inside of us, away from all the noise that is surrounding us, that is not helping us to discover our true self with regards to what it is we are supposed to be growing our knowledge on in what area we're supposed to get our purpose and our vision cleared about. And I don't want to bore you with more details on this subject because it's so germane. If you want to know more on how you can achieve clarity or self-realization on what you're supposed to be doing and growing your knowledge with, I encourage you to go to my YouTube playlist and search for how to achieve self-realization. The topic again is how to achieve self-realization. I did a thorough section and a thorough teaching on this topic. I will encourage you to watch it after now so that you can get more clarity on this subject of knowledge and clarity gap with regards to our productivity. The third point I'm going to be sharing with you is the timing gap. This is a growth gap that many of us are guilty of, and I am guilty of. See, when I started thinking of the idea of having a YouTube channel, I procrastinated. I always say to me, it is not yet the right time. This is not yet the right time. You know, I have children at home, and my children will go to school, and before they come back, I have not even have enough knowledge that I can share. I gave myself so many reasons why I will not start this YouTube channel until I eventually started some few months ago. And so if you are familiar with this time, it's not the right time to begin. Most of us don't act, and we are all guilty of this very trap. And I want you to begin to notice it. Every time you give yourself reasons why you don't want to do a particular item, a particular subject, or a particular thing, then what happens is that many of us don't know that there is something that is called the law of diminishing intent. The law of diminishing intent. And what does this law of diminishing intent say? It says that the longer you wait to do something you should do, in the right now you're supposed to do it, the greater the odds that you will never actually do it. And that is just why I mentioned about the riddle of those 5 frogs. Let me show you what that riddle is actually saying. I said 5 frogs were standing on a log, and 4 of them decided, mark my word, decided to jump into the river. And I asked, how many frogs do we have left? And some of you, the answer is actually 5. If you write 5 down, then you are right. Woo-hoo. Do you know why? There is a difference between deciding and doing. This is where every one of us needs to pay attention. And I'm telling you this because you need to begin to pay attention to what are the internal conversation that is going inside of you, and the answer you always give to yourself when it has to do with you taking decisions that are important to your life, and you starting off when you know that this is something you believe you can do. Every time you say you decide to do something and you don't take the next step of action, you always get yourself stuck. And most of the time, this is where many of us are, and why we are not seeing the level of growth and in level of improvement we want, and the level of productivity we are aspiring for in our life. And I want to encourage you, if you are listening to me, please stop the law of diminishing intent by taking the next step of action on every desire and every mission that you have set to do. Thank you. If you are finding value in what I've been sharing so far, I encourage you to please subscribe to my YouTube channel. By doing so, you are encouraging me to do more. If you have been watching any of my videos for the past few months and you've never considered, please consider subscribing to my channel, and I promise you will always get value for your time. So without wasting much time, let's go to the point 4 of the growth gaps that have trapped us in our journey towards productivity in life. And the next point I'm sharing is the perfection gap. Have you find yourself saying things like this to yourself? I have to find the perfect and the right time to do this thing. I need to get all my I's dotted. I need to get all my T's crossed. And this is where many people are stuck in life. Many people don't decide and don't take their journey too far. They allow this. In fact, this point is also linked to the last point I just shared. In this point, this is where we allow procrastination to take hold of us. This is where we give room to analysis of paralysis. We begin to analyze and we begin to give ourselves reason why we are not yet perfect. We are not yet good for the job because we have not yet done all the needful. I don't want to make mistake. You hear phrases like, I don't want to make mistake. I want to get the best work done. So by taking time and saying, I want to get all this done, what you discover is that the fear of making mistake is what is going to keep you stagnant, and you don't know that in fact making mistake is part of the process and a part of the journey. And the last point, which is the fifth growth gap that has trapped us in our productivity journey, is what I call the comparison gap. Are you guilty of comparison gap? Are you always fond of saying phrases like, others are better than I am? I am not able to do it because I didn't go to the same university then. I didn't attend a private university. Are you guilty of saying and giving yourself excuses why other people are better than you? I want you, if you have been practicing this, to stop. Do you know why? Comparison is the thief, is the enemy of growth. And also, always remember that you must never compare somebody else's middle with your own beginning, because there is always time and process for which growth happens. Every time you engage in comparison gap, comparison with others, what it robs you of, that it steals you of your joy, and sometimes it opens you up to many negative feelings of emotion that can leads to some other things that you don't like. It can lead to grief, it can lead to anger, it can lead to jealousy, and in fact it gives birth to so many negative emotions that robs you of your joy, that makes you feel you don't have nothing. And by the way, it is just a state of feeling. And so if you don't want that to be your experience, always celebrate yourself. Believe that what state you are is the best for now, and you can always grow and learn and grow till you get to the peak of whatever you want to achieve in life, and it's always possible. So this is where I'm going to be stopping today's teaching. I hope we did find value in all the 5 points I shared, and I want you to do a self-analysis of yourself and see what area of your life that you have been guilty of any of this growth gap, and make amend to see a different you. Until I see you next week Friday with another beautiful edition, I want you to go out there and keep crushing your dream. And I also remind you, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and remember to click the notification button, and also share this video with friends and colleagues that you know this might equally benefit. Thank you for watching. Bye.